Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Ray Sports News and Debates. Okay, today's video we're gonna have a little bit of a two-parter. Okay, we are gonna discuss the Draymond Green incident, my thoughts on it, what I think should happen. We're gonna cover that in the second part of the video. In the first part, we're gonna talk about the big news coming out of baseball. Hey, it's a couple days old. So if you haven't heard, Shohei Ohtani has signed with the Dodgers, 10 years, $700 million. Although what they're doing with this contract is he's giving $68 million back to the Dodgers, and he's only going to be making about $2 million a year. And then at the end of his contract, the Dodgers are going to pay him $680 million. First that I've ever really seen someone do a contract like that. I think this kind of shows how smart Ohtani, and I'm not going to give all the credit to the Dodgers organization, but because Ohtani knows if he gets $70 million a year, there's no possible way the Dodgers can form a team around him. So he's going to get paid all at the end of this contract rather than getting $70 million a year. And I hate to say this about the Dodgers. I slowly think they're turning into the National League version of the Yankees. I like Ohtani. One of the best two-way players really since Babe Ruth did it. And even I personally feel like Babe Ruth was the better between the two in terms of power and pitching. But Ohtani's a talent. He can get it done on the mound. He can give you 35 to 40 home runs a year. I'm assuming he's going to be third in the lineup. I think they'll go Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts will probably be the leadoff. Ohtani will be the third DH. But I definitely feel like this makes the Dodgers one of the favorites in the National League. They have owned that division really the past 7-8 years. I don't think anything's going to change. It's just going to be a matter of, can the Dodgers get to the World Series again? Can they get past the NLCS, the National League Championship Series? Because the Dodgers do great during the regular season, and then they get to the playoffs, and then they just fall apart. But I'm happy for Ohtani. He was, the Angels were absolutely wasting his talent, and I'm so happy to see him. If he wasn't going to go to the Astros, let him go to somebody on the other conference, on the other side, to where we don't want to see him until, the World Series. But, the LA wasn't going to be the first choice. I personally thought he was going to sign with the Cubs. I saw the Giants. The Astros came up a little bit at the end. I just think, Ohtani wants to kind of cement his legacy on his own. I think that's why he's going to LA to take Kershaw's spot. Kershaw will be like the number 2, number 3 guy there now, which is what I think Kershaw needs to be. He doesn't need to be the ace anymore. Because most of if you haven't watched Kershaw in the playoffs, he has been terrible the past 4 or 5 years. He's had an okay start here and there. For the most part, they've just beat him up. So I think Ohtani, you can put Ohtani as your ace. You can put Kershaw as your 2 or your 3 guy. Maybe he'll have a little bit more success. But yeah, I'm super happy for Ohtani. I'm eager to see what the Dodgers are going to do this year. They were going to win the division without him. Now it's almost a for sure lock that they'll be the number 1 seed in the National League. But chemistry, how he's going to fit in the lineup, we're going to have to see in spring training in March and, in the going into the regular season. Second part of this video, I feel like I have to make personally, and this is my opinion. So if you have a different opinion, hey, that's cool. You're entitled to yours. I'm entitled to mine. So for those of you who aren't aware, Draymond Green was involved, and I would assume pretty much just a straight punch at a guy. Him and Nurkic were kind of getting I guess you could say a little bit tangled up. I feel like Draymond Green was trying to sell the call, and with a closed fist just roundhoused Nurkic from the Suns last night. Completely uncalled for. If you're trying to sell it, I get it. You don't need to swing around with your fist at the guy. Closed palm and everything. If he just would have slapped him, okay. I'm not saying that's better, but at least you're not punching the guy and you can do damage. Luckily, Nurkic is okay. But if I'm Adam Silver, I got to put the hammer down. This is the same guy who a week or 3 or 4 weeks ago had Rudy Gobert in a headlock that could have done serious damage to him. And you gave him 5 games when he really should have got 10 to 15. You got to crack down on Draymond. He obviously has not learned his lesson. Okay, now the league is going to accommodate his past actions into the current suspension. He is going to be suspended. I think the whole NBA will lose their if they don't suspend him. But he's going to be suspended. It's just going to be a matter of how long, and this and that. But like I said, you got to put your foot down. You got to let Draymond Green know this is not okay. You are, one of the role models to little kids in the NBA. What kind of image are you setting for kids by you punched him? That's the simplest way I could dumb it down, is that you punched him. Nurkic had no idea that was coming. You could have done any type of damage to him. You could have knocked him out. You could have given him a concussion. This or that, whatever. Okay? Draymond Green's extremely lucky nothing's wrong with Nurkic. Because, oh man, is that a lawsuit waiting to happen. But, at the bare minimum, he needs to be suspended 15 games. And that's the minimum. I would accept 20 to 30. Somewhere in that ballpark, I would absolutely be okay with it. But at the minimum, you need to suspend him 15 games. Okay? Or a fourth of the remainder of the season. However many games that is. I think they're about, I think they got about 50, or no, got about 40-something, 50-something games. Maybe a third of the season to make it like 16, 17. But he has to learn his lesson. Okay? And I'm going to, retract his previous past. Okay? He's had scuffles in the past with other guards and this or that. He deliberately stomped Sabonis's chest. Okay? Now, to give him benefit of the doubt on this, yes, Sabonis did kind of tug on his foot. Okay? But what that doesn't give you permission to do is jam your foot in the middle of his chest while he's on the ground. Okay, you could have just gently done that. No, you stomped his chest. Okay, he got suspended a game or two there. Okay, he got suspended in the NBA Finals I want to say about 6-7 years ago. Cost them a championship because he missed Game 5. It gave LeBron, I was like, well, hey, Draymond's not guarding me. Okay, Cleveland ends up winning that series in 7. Okay, so he's costing his team an NBA championship. And the Sabonis thing. Okay, then he has Rudy Gobert in a headlock. Okay. We have to stop defending Draymond here. He has to be punished, okay? And like I said, this isn't just a slap. This isn't just, no, he closed fist punched Nurkic in the face. That's the simplest way I can make it sound, okay? That I get he's Draymond, and, the thing that's going to hurt Draymond's legacy is all this negativity stuff. Because when he doesn't do this stuff, oh, dude, he's a walking Swiss Army knife, man. He can do anything you need him to do, okay? He can pass. He can defend. He can block, play defense. He could score the ball from time to time. Hell, he made 4 threes in a quarter a week or two ago. I want to like Draymond. I do. And I feel like all the NBA fans, all basketball fans, we want to like Draymond. We really do. But he does these things that make people not like him. And, I'm not saying this stuff is going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. Because I do think he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. But man, dude, think about the example you're setting for everybody. You're costing your team games. Okay? The Warriors aren't even in the play-in right now. Okay? They need you in their lineup, man. Steph can only do so much. Clay's, I'm being nice here, playing at about 70%. And then you do something stupid like this. This might cost the Warriors, their chance at the play-in. Because it's bad enough, Clay's at, 70, 75%, now. And, Curry doesn't drop 50, they're probably going to lose. But I'm Adam Silver. I got to come down on Draymond. You have to just discipline him at this point, okay? You let him off the hook with the 5 games, okay? Like I said, at the minimum, I would accept a 15-game suspension, but more than likely, I think it's going to be a 20 to 30-game suspension, somewhere in between there. Because you have to teach him a lesson. You have to teach him, hey, dude, you got to watch your cool, man. Because, this is escalating further and further and further and further, and the last thing the NBA wants is for him to hurt somebody. You suspended him a game or 2 for the Sabonis thing. Okay, I get that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, then you go to 5 games on a headlock, which I would have given him 10 to 15 right there. And then he just deliberately... And Nurkic wasn't even doing that much to get Draymond to do that. Believe me, there are 10 ways to Sunday on how you can sell in the NBA and get that call without punching him in the face. Okay? And what irritates me the most about this, watch his press conference. Google it. YouTube it right now. Google his reaction to what happened out there. Now, someone said this. I can't remember if it was Jay Williams or something. But I'm quoting somebody. Draymond, it's okay for you to apologize for things that you didn't mean to do, but bro, come on, you meant to do that, man. There's no explanation you could give me to defend your actions. Okay, now, like I said. Open palm, it's better. You're probably not going to knock the guy out, although you had a chance to knock him out. You could have just put your hands in the air. You didn't have to do a 360 and rock him. He's got to be taught a lesson, and I don't know how long the suspicion is going to be. I promise you people will lose because like I said, he's getting further and further along the lines of hurting somebody. Okay, and that's the last thing the NBA wants, image-wise, business-wise, marketing-wise. They want little kids to be able to watch this. They want young adults to be able to watch this, okay? He is a role model for these kids, and he's not setting a good example. Okay? But I could go on further and further. But that's going to be it for the video today, guys. Hit that like button. Comment below your thoughts on the Shohei Ohtani deal, the Draymond Green situation. How many games do you think Draymond's going to be suspended? And is this suspension essentially going to cost the Warriors a play-in or a playoff spot? Let me know below. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Goal is to get to 200 subscribers. Yeah, until next time, you guys have a good one.